A word to the wise: the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) has been officially effed. Okay, we have received some pretty insane pieces of news from the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC), and a lot of different lawyers and legal officers are beginning to weigh in on the matter. This is due to the fact that there are some massive contradictions that are occurring right now, which may even lead to the SEC being completely eliminated in the future. Alright? Some absolutely amazing information, and I have to say that when it comes to Brad Garlinghouse, Gary Gensler, Stuart Alderetoy, and of course the chief legal officer at Ripple, they are all dropping bombshells right now. I have to say this because I have to say it. It is a crazy time to be involved in XRP, and it is also a time that is going to bring a lot of opportunity for you guys. It is insane. In light of the fact that this is a bombshell update, I need you guys to pay attention and completely destroy that like button so that everyone can see this. Now, let's begin watching the video. As a result, we need to begin with Ripple's chief legal officer because he has made a statement that is just stunning, and to tell you the truth, this statement deserves all the attention in the world right now because it really does say something about the Securities and Exchange Commission. What did he have to say? Let's find out. According to him, the SEC was unsuccessful on all of the important criteria. Consequently, they filed an appeal. In order to make sure that nothing is left on the table, Ripple has filed a cross-appeal today. This appeal includes the notion that there cannot be an investment contract without there being key rights and obligations that are inherent in a contract. Now, this is incredibly cool because the Ripple team is not just going to let the appeal get refused by the SEC, which is something that is extremely likely to happen, but they are also going to do a cross-appeal. This is a very significant matter because in the event that it is allowed, the STC will be unable to submit any further appeals. This is the reason why this is so significant. To put it simply, this is the rule of the law, and you are not allowed to have a negative response to it since it is final. In addition, that is of the utmost importance for what I am going to demonstrate to you all very shortly. Still, let's read a little bit more. Notably, the Securities and Exchange Commission has already stated that they would not be appealing the decision that XRP itself is not a security. They went so far as to apologize for claiming that a token itself may be considered a security in another instance. That is the law, and an appeal on these other reasons will not impact the outcome of the case. An early appeal of the decisions that Ripple's XRP sales on exchanges and Ripple's other XRP distributions, such as to employees and developers, were securities was attempted by the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) during the course of the previous year, but it was unsuccessful. They are likely to pursue these once more, and they will be unsuccessful in both of their attempts. The fact that the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) is now able to even do this ought to be on everyone's attention. It is imperative that each and every one of you pay attention to this. They are able to appeal on an ongoing basis, utilizing funds provided by taxpayers. This cross-appeal is particularly significant because of this reason. If we do not take this action, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) will continue to utilize millions of dollars from the taxpayers in an effort to essentially try to bring Ripple to bankruptcy because they want to. And that is of such a shockingly corrupt nature. However, if you think that is a terrible thing, please just wait, alright? At this point, Stuart concludes this entire statement by adding, "At long last, I am putting a stake in the heart of Gensler's misguided attack on our industry. I share his sentiments for this statement. I cannot believe it. Please, the federal court, bring justice to the entire planet. That is all that is required of us." On the contrary, Brad Garlinghouse did, in fact, quote, retweet this, and in addition to this, he had some other things to say. He asserts that, as I mentioned earlier this month, if Gensler and the SEC were concerned about the rule of law, they would accept their loss and move on with their lives. However, they are not interested in faithfully implementing the law or in providing clarity to industry players in the United States. Under Gary Gensler's leadership, the agency's sole objective is to cause chaos rather than any other goal. Innovation and technology in the United States of America be damned. I couldn't agree with you more. Now that we have filed our cross-appeal today, we are looking forward to putting an end to the SEC's agenda of regulating by enforcement and finally putting an end to the SEC's fate. During the initial round of core, Ripple was the market leader, and we are excited to continue to be at the forefront of the industry during this round as well. Once more, as a member of the cryptocurrency business, you are obligated to show appreciation for what XRP is accomplishing. XRP is the only cryptocurrency that has provided this degree of transparency for every other stakeholder in the sector. Therefore, if you do not respect it, you do not appreciate cryptocurrency. This is because XRP is the only alternative cryptocurrency. However, the court of public opinion is the most essential aspect of all of this. This does not mean that this is preventing the Securities and Exchange Commission from continuing to be the most corrupt and irrational organization in the world. At long last, the general public is coming to terms with the fact that the Securities and Exchange Commission is acting in a manner that is contrary to their mandate. As an example, just take a look at how viral these posts are going on X, which is of course a social media platform that supports freedom of speech. This is just incredible content. Taking all of this into consideration, if you believe that things couldn't possibly get much crazier or any more idiotic, then have a look at this moment. Paradigm's Vice President of Regulatory Affairs, Justin Slaughter, is the one who has provided this information. Right now, we are going to read this. Please move quickly, because this is of the utmost importance. At this point, have a look. I would admire it if Chair Gary Gensler just acknowledged publicly what he is rumored to say privately, which is that he is attempting to destroy cryptocurrency for the benefit of other markets, and that he is willing to stake the SEC's regulatory powers at the Supreme Court, while singing. Luck be a lady tonight. This follows the explosive announcement that was made by Cumberland, which is another corporation that the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, has just targeted. And before this video is over, I'm going to show you guys something that is going to either make you guys laugh or make you guys tear your ears out of one another. I hope you enjoy it. Despite the fact that I am unsure of which one is going to be, you should continue to keep an eye out for it, because you really must see it. So, Cumberland has published this statement, is it correct? It is said that today we became the latest target of the enforcement first policy taken by the Securities and Exchange Commission SEC in order to stifle innovation and discourage respectable businesses from engaging in digital assets businesses. It is despite the fact that their proposal was met with opposition from members of both parties in the most recent House Financial. Having said that, I did show you some footage of that, in which the Securities and Exchange Commission CC was referred to as a rogue agency, criticized for his failure to collaborate with Congress, and criticized for misusing his power. It is common knowledge that the Chief of Enforcement at the Securities and Exchange Commission SE just left as well, and he is currently looking for work in the private sector. I've seen that a lot of people are beginning to give this some thought. Why is the Securities and Exchange Commission so enthusiastic about this enforcement-first approach despite the fact that everyone is against it? You should sue the very daylights out of everyone who uses money from the taxpayers. In addition, it appears that the answer to that question is that it is able to secure jobs for them in the private sector that give them a significantly higher salary. They are, in essence, performing the dirty job for enormous businesses, which are currently competing with digital assets through the construction of their very own blockchains. Moreover, once they have essentially done what they wanted to do and made their bargain with the devil, they are being hired for these jobs at wages that are more than 5 times higher than what they were receiving at the Securities and Exchange Commission. To put it simply, the levels of corruption are ridiculous. In addition, this is the reason why I believe that lobbying should be done away with in the United States of America. Lobbying is the single most important factor that caused all of these problems. This is taking place as a result of all of the money that is being transferred to these SEC employees from behind the scenes, as well as all of the backhand deals that are taking place with all of these government agencies. According to the statement that Cumberland released, they also had some other significant things to say. The CC's opinion that some of our transactions involving particular crypto assets were security transactions is the question that we are trying to resolve in this litigation. On the subject of this matter, we have been having negotiations with the SEC in good faith for the past 5 years. Up until today, did they ever bring this up in conversation? Do not. Consequently, if you are in constant communication with the Securities and Exchange Commission CC discussing various aspects of your business and they simply say, "We are going to sue you," despite the fact that we are currently engaged in active discussions and have not made any attempt to even try to find some kind of common ground, I believe that it becomes abundantly clear to everyone involved that the SEC will not protect you in any way, shape, or form as long as you are involved in digital assets to any degree. Cumberland continues by stating that on our end, we have distributed dozens of written summaries and statements, created thousands of pages of material, and made our top management and compliance personnel accessible for a significant number of hours of interviews. O'Day's complaint is the first time that the Securities and Exchange Commission has detailed the particular transactions and problems. Millions of pages, many talks with individuals that have a particular compliance personality. As CCI, have you all begun to comprehend what is taking place in this situation? I believe that it is very evident to anyone who possesses even a fraction of a brain that is capable of functioning that this is not acceptable. It is the assertion of the SEC that these transactions necessitated our registration as a broker-dealer. Despite the fact that we strongly disagree with this, we went ahead and made the decision to purchase a registered broker-dealer in 2019. Why didn't this come up earlier? It was not until then that we were informed that we could only utilize our broker-dealer to trade Bitcoin or Ethereum, despite the fact that Chairman Gensler had called on us to simply come in and register. So what exactly is going on in this situation? Do we only have Bitcoin and Ethereum as non-secure